So, welcome, colleagues. Today, I want to address something that goes to the heart of who we are as academic community, the choice between complementing and competing with one another. Excuse me. Human activities, by their very nature, are executed with support from diverse angles. People help, that's how we are designed to function. Yet sometimes in academia, we fall into patterns of isolation, finding fault in others and working solo. This isn't just counterproductive, it's repugnant to our nature as collaborative beings. I want you to think about what happens when people find themselves in circles. Conceptually, they become one, not identical. Each person retains their unique perspective and expertise, but unified in purpose and mutual support. In such a circle, any task being carried out becomes everyone's task. That doesn't mean everyone does the same work or abandons their individual responsibilities. It means we share a collective investment in each other's access. In such a circle, this is my fundamental expectation. When you see a colleague working on something, don't ask yourself, how does this benefit me? Is the person competing with my research agenda? Instead, ask, how can I be the other important part of this person's process? The phrase is crucial, the other important part, quote and unquote. You don't have to be the main actor in someone else's work. You don't have to redirect your own research, but you must be willing to serve as that essential supporting element that helps your colleagues move forward. Now, let's be practical. Each of you is a specialist in your field. You were hired for that expertise, right? You have evaluated all that expertise. But here is something I need you to recognize. A significant percentage of what you do as faculty is actually general academic work, not specialist work. Writing grant proposals, designing assessment rubrics, navigating IRB protocols, mentoring students through research methods, managing classroom dynamics, using learning management systems, dealing with difficult academic integrity, integrity cases, excuse me. These are general academic skills that cut across disciplines. When your colleague is in a different department, when your colleague in a different department is struggling to structure a grant budget and you have done 20 of them, then when someone is trying to implement active learning techniques and you have developed effective strategies, share them. When a colleague is navigating their first dissertation committee and you're experienced, guide them. This is where competition becomes absurd and complementarily, complementarity becomes natural. Your chemistry colleague helping you to improve your assessment strategy doesn't diminish your expertise in literature. It enhances your effectiveness as an educator. I know the temptation to work solo. Sometimes it feels safer. There is no negotiation, no coordination, no risk that someone else's shortcoming will reflect on you. But working solo when collaboration is possible is a rejection of our fundamental nature as social, interdependent beings. My expectation is that you actively resist this temptation. When you encounter a problem, reach out. When you see someone else struggling, extend a hand. When someone asks for help in an area where you have competence, even if your primary specialty says yes whenever possible, say yes whenever possible. Notice I said whenever possible, quote and unquote. I'm not asking you to abandon your boundaries, no, or sacrifice your own essential work. I'm asking you to recognize that helping others is not separate from your essential work. It's your essential work. Let me give you a concrete example of what I expect to say. The experienced faculty member who reads a junior colleague's draft manuscript and provides honest, constructive feedback, not because they are co-authors, but because they can help make the work stronger. The person with strong statistical skills who spend an hour helping a colleague understand which analysis is appropriate for their data sets. The faculty member who has successfully balanced research and family responsibilities, sharing strategy with someone who is struggling with that balance. The department chair who connects two faculty members from different departments because they are unknowingly working on related problems from different angles. The senior scholar who nominates a colleague for an award or opportunity, even though they could have kept it to themselves. These actions don't require heroic sacrifices. They require awareness, generosity, and a fundamental shift from the competitive mindset to a complementary one. Now I want to be transparent with you. The university does notice these patterns. We have ways of monitoring faculty responses to opportunities for complementarity. It shows up in peer evaluations. It shows up in climate surveys. It shows up in who gets nominated for teaching awards and leadership positions. Those who genuinely compliment their colleagues receive something invaluable. Compliments from those colleagues and recognition from the institution. But more importantly, they receive something deeper. The satisfaction of being part of the functioning academic community and the reciprocal support that naturally flows when you contribute to others. Competition has its place in academia. That's true. We compete for grants, for publications to top journals, for the best argument and most rigorous evidence. But competing with your colleagues, seeing their success as your future, holding knowledge, withholding help, that's a trap that diminishes everyone, including you. So here's my expectation, stated simply. Compliment, don't compete. Be the other important part of your colleague's process. Remember that in the circle we form together, every task is everyone's task. And our collective success is the only success that truly matters. When we function this way, extraordinary things become possible. Thank you, and see you next week.